Look, I know what it's like to struggle for months and years at building an online business. And if you're watching this video, you might be scrolling endlessly watching dozens of YouTube videos trying to see which YouTuber has the best information. You might be dabbling in 4 different business models, trying one here, a little there, and then giving up on that, and then 2 months later trying that. Overall, really overwhelmed that all the information is out there. And if that's you right now, I want to tell you, I've been there. That was me a year ago, that was me 2 years ago. And I want to create this video for you to end all that overwhelm once and for all. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Richard, and this is the best place to be if you're a coach, a course creator, or an aspiring entrepreneur. And every week I make videos, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop that like if you like this kind of content. Now, if you've never met me before, you might be wondering, who exactly am I? My first year out of college, out of UCLA, I ended up doing over $550,000 in 8 months at over 80% profit margins, making an online course. I taught people on how to be more productive and how to be more high performance. And now I teach people exactly how to use YouTube to build the businesses themselves. And in this video here today, I want to show you how I was able to be successful. And so let's cut the chase, let's just jump right into it. Today I want to share with you the 3 phases of what we're going to cover inside this video. First and foremost, I want to cover what is the best business model out there, especially if you're just starting out. The second phase that we're going to cover is exactly how I did it, step-by-step execution of how I was able to make over $500,000. And today I'm sitting in the past 365 days, we've generated over $750,000. So how exactly did I do it, how I'm doing this? And then most importantly, the third phase is exactly how you can replicate this as well. So I'd really encourage you to watch this video to the very end, because you just skip from here to there, you're not gonna get as much value from this video. And just to give you a little motivation for watching this video to the very end, one of my students who used the information I shared in this video ended up making over $6,000 in a 10-day period. And he was only an 18-year-old freshman in college. His name is Lucas. So Lucas, you watching this, really proud of you, man. But yeah, let's jump right into this content. So phase 1 right now, let's talk about the most popular business models and what are the pros and cons of each and which one I would highly recommend you get into. So there's really 3 big ones. I call the big 3. The first one is gonna be e-commerce. And e-commerce is selling products on Amazon, selling physical products online through Shopify, right? You might have heard of drop shipping. The second business model is called a service-based agency. This is where you typically work B2B, meaning business to business. You help other businesses grow their businesses. And then the third business model that is really popular is an online course-based model, meaning you either sell courses or you sell some kind of coaching to help other people based on a skill that you've already mastered. So let's cover these 3 and weigh the pros and cons of each. So let's start first with e-commerce. Now, e-commerce is really, really simple. Anytime you buy something on Amazon, that's e-commerce. Anytime you buy something from a random website, right? Shopify store, that's e-commerce. Essentially, you're selling physical products online. One of my roommates is actually a multiple 8-figure e-commerce expert, and I personally was in e-commerce. I was doing about $30,000 per month my senior year in college doing e-commerce, but here's the thing. I wasn't profiting anything because the product cost was so high. So on numbers, I looked like I was making a lot of money, but I was actually taking home 0. So what are the pros of e-commerce? Well, first and foremost, it's highly scalable, right? Because you're selling a product like a cup right here, world's best boss cup. This right here can be sold to so many people out there, right? The market is huge. Second thing is you don't need a personal brand to do this, right? So you can create things, you can just go ahead, whip up a website, throw some ads to it, and bam, you start selling product. And what all these gurus do not want to tell you about e-commerce is to do e-commerce successfully, you need to be running minimum $50 to $100 per day on ads in order to actually get enough traffic, meaning eyeballs coming to your website to result in buyers. So if you're gonna get into e-commerce, you really need to have the stomach, the patience, and the know-how in order to make it work. The second business model is going to be the service-based agency model. And this is where you're typically gonna work with local businesses, right? You help a dental practice, you help a medical practice get more leads. And so you help them with lead generation, you get them more book phone calls, or you could help someone like a real estate agent find more listings so that they can sell more homes. The pro of the service-based agency model is that you can actually automate this once you build a team. Because say, for example, if you're helping a real estate agent find more home listings and more buyers interested in buying the homes, you don't necessarily need to be the one fulfilling that. You can eventually hire out team members so that they can fulfill and get your clients the service that they need. But here's the con of the service-based model. It's that you actually need to learn a skill set and get really, really good at it. right? If you're gonna promise a real estate agent more leads for their business, you have to get good at something. You have to get good at running Facebook ads, you have to get good at some form of lead generation, and that takes time. So you better be fully prepared to be spending at least 3 to 6 months of hard work and actually perfecting your skill. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to get your clients a result. That's why I wouldn't recommend the agency model. And the third business model is essentially online consulting, coaching, and courses. And all this means is you teach some skill that you've already had, that you look at your own personal life that you already know, to other people that are looking for that skill. And so I'll give you a couple examples here. Lucas is one of my students who made over $6,000 in a 10-day window. He's only 18 years old. He got really good at playing a video game. And so he sold a $600 course to people who want to play video games. So that's one example. Another one of my students got really good at SEO, a unique kind of strategy for allowing your website to rank higher. And so he started teaching other people that, and he ended up doing $11,000 in 30 days. Heck, and even myself, what I did was, because in college I used to struggle with such bad grades, I figured out a way for me to increase my productivity, increase my time management, which helped me get more grades and have more free time. And so I made $500,000 and more selling a productivity course in 2020. And so as you can see, it's so simple because you just take a look at what you already know and you can sell that information because there's people out there in the world who are actively seeking for it. So what are the pros of the online consulting / course-based method? Now, the pro really is that there's no barrier to entry. All you need to do is look at your own life, look and see if there's any kind of transformation that you've gone through, whether that's weight loss, whether that's improving your grades, whether that's helping other people with their relationships. And you can take that information, package it into a product, and give it to other people to change other people's lives. In addition, one other cool thing is that the e-learning industry, the online course industry, is blowing up to over $325 billion in the next 5 years. And you can see that evidence right there. And this is the coolest part about this business. There's no product cost. You deliver the product through digital means, right? It's a video format, it's an online coaching call, whatever that may be. So there's no product cost, right? You sell a $500 course, guess what? You keep all $500. You sell a $10 mug and probably 70% of that, $7, is gonna be counted towards the product cost and shipping, which means you're only profiting $3. I don't know about you, but would you rather wanna make $3 or would you rather sell a $500 course and make $500 profit? Now, what are the cons, right? Obviously, I'm biased towards this because this is how I've made my money. And the cons really is there's so much fluff out there on the internet. Everyone is selling courses now, and there's so many wrong ways to do it. You need to have the right guidance. And so that's really the biggest con that I see, there being so much fluff out there, which is why we're gonna transition into phase 2 right now, which is where I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it so you don't need to be overwhelmed and confused. And by the way, once you're done with this video, make sure you check out the playlist right over there because I have a playlist of a couple videos that actually walk you through the entire course-based model and how you can get started with pretty much zero money. So watch that playlist after you're done with this video. I knew I wanted to create some kind of course, some kind of coaching to help other people, but I didn't know what it was. But when I evaluated all the skills that I currently had, there's 2 things that I noticed about myself and my own personal transformation. The first was that I was a really skinny kid, like definitely skinny, you can see right there. And I gained over 50 pounds in college because I was really passionate about weightlifting and studying nutrition in order to get myself a good transformation. And so by the time I was done with college, I looked more like that, which is a pretty awesome transformation. And I knew that I could definitely help other people with that. And then the other skills that I realized I had, like I mentioned before, was I was a really bad student when I first got into college. I struggled with my grades and didn't have time for anything. I was pulling all-nighters and living a really unhealthy lifestyle. But through learning, through reading books, listening to podcasts, and speaking with a lot of people who understood high performance, I became a quote-unquote expert. I didn't have a certification, but compared to the general common layman, I had a little bit more information than they did, and I knew that I could help them. And so I knew, okay, I have these 2 skill sets. One is fitness and one is high performance. Which one am I more passionate about? And I thought to myself, if I had to create videos for the next 5 years, what would I want to do? And I realized that high performance was something that I was much more passionate about. So I decided to go with that. The idea for your course truly is limitless as long as you tie it back to your personal story. And so what I did is at this point, I realized, okay, well, there's a lot of stuff that I can teach with high performance. Let me start building an audience because you need to remember that money follows attention, right? If you have the best product in the world, but no one sees it, there's no attention, you don't have a business. And so I realized, all right, what's the best way to build attention? Let's start a YouTube channel, right? A YouTube channel builds a personal brand. You build a relationship with whoever you're watching, just like I'm building a relationship with you right now. And that gets people to want to work with you on a higher level, like buy your course or your coaching. And so I started building an audience, making weekly videos, filming my productive lifestyle at UCLA. And this is where I want to share with you what I call a pivot point. A pivot point is something I define as a life moment where everything seems to shift dramatically faster forward because of this one event. And for me, the first one was finding a mentor who has been there and done that. And I was teaching people productivity, but I didn't know. How do you turn that into a product? How do you sell the product? How do you do it in a way where you're not being salesy and scammy and sleazy? And that's when I stumbled across a gentleman named Joel Marion. He was running a podcast called Born to Impact. And so he connected me with one of his best friends, Vince Delmani, who teaches people on how to start their own coaching businesses. And so I worked with Vince Delmani and Joel for over a year. And because of that experience, I gained the skill set to be able to launch my own program. And so March of 2020, it was about 2 months after I graduated from UCLA, I had no money, I was dead broke, and I decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and create this course. I'm ready to go, I've learned the skill. And so I launched the program, and over the course of a little over 30 days, that program, through making social media posts, through building the product, and through selling the product, ended up generating over $50,000. And you can see my Stripe account right there of exactly how that actually worked. I thought I need to first make a YouTube channel and have 100,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers in order to launch your product out there. That's actually the complete opposite truth. You need to first have a product. You need to first have your offer already built. That way, you know what kind of YouTube videos to make to attract the right kind of clients. And so I wish that I had created my product and met my mentors who told me this right from the very beginning. But I first built a really big audience for about 6-7 months before I put out my offer. And so what I'd encourage you is, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel or a social media brand, have your offer ready first. Have your marketing strategy down before you get into actually putting your product out there. And the second big understanding was that YouTube is a search engine, that people are actively searching for the problems on YouTube. You think about it, how many times have you gone on YouTube and searched up something like how to lose weight, how to get abs, how to fix something on your computer if it breaks, right? People are actively searching for problems, and I have the solutions to their problems. And so anyone who is struggling with productivity, anyone who's struggling with time management, anyone who's struggling with whatever the problem is that you can solve, you can make videos on, and when they watch your YouTube videos, they're gonna go from your YouTube videos to being interested in the product that you have to offer. And by pumping out 3 videos per week, week by week, my team and I were consistently doing $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 per month, and within 8 months, we ended up doing $500,000 using this exact business model. And so now I want to transition into phase 3, which is how exactly can you replicate this as well? Because that's the whole point of this video. I want to give you the value so that you can go out there and start your own business as well. So I want to give you 4 fast tips right now, 4 steps to making sure that you can succeed immediately after watching this video. So make sure you pay close attention here. The first thing is you got to know your niche. Right? There's so many different things out there that you could go ahead and do, but you have to narrow into one. One of my mentors always told me that the riches are in the niches. So I want you to evaluate, what are all the things that you've done? What are the skills that you've gained, right? Just write them down on a piece of paper, brain dump and vomit it all onto paper, and start looking at all the skills that you're good at. And pick one that you think that you're passionate about and that you're able to help other people with. The second thing that you need to do is called LGC. LGC stands for lead generation content. You want to start building a brand on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, on any social media platform where now you appear as the authority. Start making content that actually helps people. Give them tactical advice on how exactly to fix that problem. Because when you do this on your personal page, first it's going to be your friends and your family that go, whoa, that's actually kind of cool. How exactly do you do that? But as you get better and better at the skill, more people are going to discover you and you begin to accumulate attention. Step 3 is then you got to enroll people into your program. Once you've made enough lead generation content, people are going to begin asking you questions. Hey, can I get some of your help? Can I actually work with you directly to have you solve my problem? And this is where you're going to employ the C4 method. The C4 method is a methodology that I've created that ensures you will go ahead and succeed at the business. These are the 4 C's. The first C is you have to have good content. Content that gets people to see you as an expert. The second thing is conversations. And conversations means you have to message people in the DMs, in the Facebook Messenger. You have to chat with people back and forth to build trust with them, for them to be able to see that you are actually good at what you do. And then you have to go ahead and close. Close means you get them on the phone, you have a conversation, you interview them to see if they'd be a good coaching client for you, and then you enroll them into your program and collect the cash, which could be a $500 or $1,000 program or even more than that. And then finally, the fourth piece is coaching, meaning you have to fulfill what you say you're gonna do. You actually coach them and get them a great result. And the fourth step, and this is perhaps the most important one, if you don't get anything out of this video, please remember this. And it's that you have to have a right mentor, a good mentor, someone who has already been there and done that. Don't learn from someone who's just selling you random business coaching. Learn from someone who has already been successful at building an online business, been successful at teaching that online business, and is someone that you respect and has similar values to you. If you're Christian and you really resonate with someone who has strong family values and ethical values, don't learn from someone who might have a spotty reputation, right? Make sure that you learn from someone that you actually resonate with. And so I want you to drop down in the comment which has been the most helpful step for you. Now look, I know I just talked about mentors, and that's why I want to share with you this incredible opportunity, because I actually have a coaching program where I teach people just like you on exactly how to start from scratch. So that's something that you're interested in. I have a free training I want you to watch. Click the first link down below. That's gonna take you to the training. And in that training, I'm gonna show you the 3 steps that I took to making over $500,000 all with one information product. And if you're also interested, there's another link below where you can go ahead and schedule a free strategy session with either me or someone on my team, where we're gonna have a chat and see if we'd be a good fit to work with each other inside of my high performance influencer business coaching program. Now, if you got value from this video, I ask that you share this with at least 5 friends. Take a screenshot, text it over to a friend, copy the link, text it over, or just tag me on Instagram and share it on your Instagram stories. I'll put my Instagram right there for you to go ahead and share it, because look, I put so much effort into making sure this video was as valuable, as tactical for you as possible. This playlist right here shows you everything that you need to know to launch a coaching program or a course, kind of very similar to what we talked about today, but even more in depth. And down here, if you're ever struggling with productivity, with time management, I have a video that shows you exactly how to get even better at your productivity. So check that out right there. And remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. I'll talk to you soon.